Esperanza. Welcome to EsperanzaVence, where hope wins. Happy St. Patty's Day. And these are the decks that we're playing with today, the Morgan Greer Tarot and the Synchronicity deck. And that is our lucky reading, and we will pray and play. Here we go. Okay, happy St. Patty's Day. Oh my goodness, like, of course, the second I press, I think it's this candle really, but my nose is all stuffy now. Okay, usually I roll with a 3-card Quick Hits Tarot reading. If you haven't been here before, welcome. If you've been here before, you know the drill, but whenever we get jumpers, we read them for the most part, and here we go. And so I'm just gonna read like a mixture of what these energies could feel like together archetypally as per usual. Then we'll pull a synchronicity card or two and whatever pops out of there, and we'll see how lucky we are this St. Patty's Day, 17th of March 2026. Let's see now. Mercury in the North Node will be conjuncting today, and we'll talk about that at the end of the video. So if you want to stay tuned or hit the timestamps below, then you could find the part of the video that most resonates with you at this time. So we have the Six of Swords, we have the Knight of Swords reversed, we have Strength reversed, we have the Devil reversed, we have the Nine of Wands reversed, Temperance reversed, Ten of Pentacles reversed, and the Two of Wands reversed. So it seems like in order to go forwards, we need to go back. It seems like in order to move outwards, we need to go inwards. For those of you who have been here before, you understand that I read inverted cards, reversals, inverted cards. The ones that are upside down, I read those as internal energy that maybe we need to work on the inside so that it'll reflect more clean and clear on the outside, symbolically in our experience. And so, with the Six of Swords, swords represent air. In the tarot, air energy is mercurial energy, energy that's ruled by the planet Mercury, intellectual, communicative, logistical, curious, you know, these are all Mercury words. Our thoughts and our communications, however, need to move themselves forward into different waters. Our thoughts and what we have to bring to the table intellectually is not appreciated where we're at, or else these thoughts and these words and these strategies might have become too chaotic where we're at, and we need to move forward. But we're going through waters. See, Mercury is in Pisces right now, you know, so he's like going through waters. He's trying to find some clarity. Maybe this is Mercury getting ferried forth with, because Mercury's in detriment here. Mercury is not doing well here. Mercury needs a little bit of help. So maybe the North Node is going to help push Mercury along to like calmer waters. But like I always say, calmer waters are not necessarily better waters. It's more the magic and more the imagination that we need to hang on to, because that's going to be our biggest asset moving to the future. We need to imagine the waters that we want to be, and we need to imagine a clear day with calm waters so we could sail forth. With the Knight of Swords reversed, again, that air energy. This could be a person though, a Libra, an Aquarius, a Gemini person who again, they might be having the brain glitch. They might be having trouble getting a hold of how they want to communicate. They might be wondering if they want to hold back. They might be wondering what they need to cut out of their lives and what words they need to cut out of their dictionary in order to move themselves forward. With the Strength reverse, this is an archetype, a larger archetype. This is a major arcana card, first major arcana card to come up, and then we have the Devil and Temperance. So those are our major arcana cards for this reading today. And Strength reversed, again, is like somebody that needs a little bit of extra support. Upright, this would be a Leo person, or Leo energy, fire energy, solar plexus energy, sun energy, energy of feeling comfortable in one's skin and to speak up and speak out and protect children. And here with the Strength reverse, it's hard to stay in the flow. Here, you know, we have a person who's in the infinite gentle flow of life, and so things open up easily for her. But here it's like somebody is impressing their strength upon a situation. They're not allowing things to flow. They're forcing things, and it's making it become stagnant. With the Devil reverse, this is kind of cool because, you know, you might need strength to keep this Devil reversed, you know what I mean? And you know, you might be going on to better things, but it might be, you know, you might have to do some internal work as far as like getting a hold of what's true for you, finding your inner strength, honestly, because with this inverted, the strength's gonna be internal. And then, you know, with the Devil reverse, this is us being able to get a hold of any addictive processes, any chains that bind that would be to our detriment. Something that we can say to help with this releasing process is like, I gently dissolve any and all energies that would be a detriment to my best and greatest health, you know? Or you could say something like, you know, this is internally working on the strength to have better words, and eventually those better words will stack up and bring you to calmer waters, but you know, it's a practice, you know. So what's another thing to keep the Devil reversed? You know, I disavow and disallow any energies in my space that would seek to impress upon my free will and my process. I disallow and disavow any harmful vibrations in my waking space, sleeping space, spiritual space, and physical space. I invite health. I invite, you know, clean love. I invite clean resources, you know, and so on. Nine of Wands reverse is great to see in reverse because that means that we can sort of set the struggle bus. We can park the struggle bus for a minute and just let some of those wands down, maybe focus on one or two things and not necessarily have to like fight for what we have so hard. You know, we don't have to defend why we are speaking the way that we're speaking. We don't have to justify why we're working on the projects that we're working on. With Temperance reverse, this is kind of interesting because this is an all or nothing. Temperance is like kind of mixing the water with the wine. Again, a major arcana card, number 14. It's a card of like 7 and 7, you know. 7 is the number of heaven. It's kind of being able to balance the water with the wine, the water with the earth, you know, the heavens with the skies and the earth, right? And the winding gentle path, right? The winding middle way, right? But here with Temperance reverse, this is like completely giving something up or completely going full tilt. Either way, you're still kind of going full tilt, right? Kind of like atheists and people that are like totally into their religion, like, or people who are totally into, you know, it's like still like full tilt, right? So that's Temperance reverse energy. 10 of Pentacles reverse energy is kind of interesting because this could be leaving a legacy behind that you hadn't really planned on, or inheriting a legacy that, you know, maybe you don't stand behind. 10 of Pentacles reverse can also mean like needing to relook at your retirement, needing to actually look at your money coming in towards the future and for the people behind you. What are you doing and how are you allocating and multiplying your resources, not just for now, but into the tomorrows. And not just for you, but for your partner and for the wider community. Two of Wands reversed is a rethink again, inversions, internal energy, rethinking my place in the world, rethinking how I want to be seen in the world, rethinking if I want my craft to be seen in the world, rethinking visibility, rethinking about how the world turns, rethinking about who is in charge of the magic of the world. The wands represent fire and magic in the tarot. Fire energy has to do with sparking things off, you know, igniting flames. Is there anything that needs to be snuffed out or brought back in after being put out there? Okay, so today I remember to pull a synchronicity card. Let's shuffle these and see what the situation is. I've been having a lot of synchronicity in my life. I was actually on a in the chat at Fade to Black Radio on YouTube, Jimmy Church, and someone in the chat had the same birthday as me, and we both have the same birthday. We both have the same Taurus moon. Isn't that funny? That's synchronicity. All right, let's see if we can get a card here. I think I'll just ask. All right, let's see. Summer. Okay. Well, I guess that's when our birthday is. We're both Geminis. Summer is hummingbird energy. Hummingbird is a pollinator. You know, pollinators just spread joy where they go, and they can have a lot of bursts of high energy, but then they need a lot of fuel and they need to rest on the perch in between. And that could be good advice for this last fullest degrees of Pisces. By the way, why don't you join me tomorrow for a live stream right around 1:11 in the afternoon, and we'll pull a 10-card Celtic cross and pull some symbology for this upcoming Pisces new moon, which will be the first new moon in Pisces that hasn't been an eclipse in a while. And this is still a new moon at 28 degrees, but this will be the last one for a while, so that's good. And it's very full, and it's like the end of the end of the end. It's like such a beautiful orchestra, the way that God writes in the sky. Summertime energy the hummingbird energy can be good advice during this Piscean like fullness of the wave, because you know, if you're hungry, eat. If you're tired, sleep. If you have the luxury of doing that. If you can't do that, maybe take 5-minute increments where you just close your eyes. Even 30 seconds. Sometimes we don't have 5 minutes either. Or if you're sitting at a stoplight, take some deep breaths. Turn the radio off, take some deep breaths. Stuff like that. The hummingbird also represents that infinity energy, because their wings like flap in an infinity, and it also represents like how what we do ripples out. You know, the waves, the winds that we stoke ripple out. So that's what I have for St. Patty's Day 2026. Thanks for being here. Thanks for fine-tuning your free will and intuition with me. Stay tuned for the astrology. I also go more in depth with our astrology from now through, I think, past the equinox, through the 21st or 22nd of March. Go to the main page of my YouTube and you can catch that live stream. It's probably a link at the end of this video too. Okay, love you. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Wow. You know, in terms of just sheer numerical, linguistic, geometric, and stellar beauty, these charts the past couple of weeks have been effing phenomenal. Please check my live stream for more detailed information. But today I just look at this chart again and I notice, do you see the 111, and I decided to have my live stream tomorrow at 111, 111. And you know, look at the mutual reception of those numbers there, for example. Obviously, Mercury and the North Node are conjunct today at 8 degrees. 8 is another magical number of staying in the infinite flow, something that we just talked about in our KWIK HITs tarot reading, which was a long one because we're so lucky that many more cards besides 3 popped out today. The part of fortune is at 17 degrees, right for the 17th of March. And I noticed before that the Vertex and Black Moon Lilith were conjunct in Scorpio, like maybe something in the depths and the dark is happening around MJ land. Remember the athlete MJ back in the day from Chicago, which is a big Irish city? Keep your eyes peeled, keep your ears open, and keep your imagination lit. Love you.